The 48 Road Tour, sponsored by Fuller Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical, Bank Independent, Marriott Shoals Hotel and Spa, and the University of North Alabama.
Broadcasting live from the Shoals. You're watching WAFF 48 News in Lauderdale County.
Back to the 48 Road Tour. We are here in the Shoals in Lauderdale County, the city of Florence, on the beautiful campus of UNA.
This is a beautiful campus, and we also have the beautiful UNA cheerleaders. Go Lions! Go Lions! Yes, I love it. A lot of school spirit here. We're going to give you a look at campus life a little bit later on in the later shows. But first, we're going to talk about eats and entertainments and some things you need to see if you're driving through the county. And one of those you actually stopped by and saw this week, the giant stone wall.
Exactly. It's a little bit of history. The Natchez Trace Parkway is more than 400 miles long. It goes through several states. And one of the most popular destinations that people stop and visit is the stone wall. It's also known as Tom's Stone Wall, and that's because it was built by a man named Tom. It took him 30 years to do so, and he did it for one reason.
Trace Hendricks is proud of his heritage, and he spends his free time telling visitors here in Florence about his father, who spent 30 years building this stone wall.
He wore out 4 trucks, 27 wheelbarrows, 3,600 pairs of gloves, 3 dogs, and 1 old man, as he used to say.
More than 8.5 million pounds of stones were used to build this wall. It isn't just a landmark in Lauderdale County, it's a place people from around the world come and visit.
People from over 100 different countries come here, so we have stones from every state in the Union, 130 islands, countries, and provinces from all over the world.
I came here and got a tour to find out what makes this area so special for so many people.
This is a very spiritual place. It was built to honor his great-great-grandmother. She was a full-blooded Yuchi Indian. I think my father put his heart and his soul into this because of who he was building it for. And I think his aura and his grandmother's will always be here, and this has always been a very special place. It's a very spiritual place. It was partly because he built it with his heart. It has been blessed by several very important Native Americans.
Trace Hendricks says the stone wall isn't a place you visit if you're in a hurry or feeling rushed.
There's places in here that are feel cooler, or they'll feel warmer, or they'll make the hair stand up on your arm, but you have to be walking and be open to feel these things, because just like in life, if you hurry through it, you're going to miss a lot of things, and it's especially true here.
The people here visiting the wall say you should do the same.
They need to come and see it if they haven't seen it before.
That stone wall is also the largest memorial to a Native American woman in America. If you want to visit the stone wall, it is open every day of the year from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. For more information, all you have to do is visit the WAFF 48 News app. Also here in Lauderdale County, it is the birthplace of W.C. Handy. He is known as the father of the blues. He was born right here in Florence back in 1873. He earned the title Father of the Blues by writing and publishing the first commercially successful blues song, Memphis Blues. But he made his fame and fortune by writing and publishing the St. Louis Blues. Every year here in the Shoals, there is a music festival in his honor, and it pays homage to the amazing music produced right here in North Alabama.
And the Shoals is full of history, and there's one piece of history that is still standing. It's also a major tourist attraction, and it was a house designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. It's the Rosenbaum House, and we're going to give you an inside look into a piece of Lauderdale County history.
Welcome to the Rosenbaum House.
Once the Rosenbaum family home in the 1940s, it's now a museum and a stage to show off the work by architect Frank Lloyd Wright.
Now, the house is actually designed by Frank Lloyd Wright to be a little theatrical. You come into to a small confining space, and then when you cross this line here, you have that wow effect.
8,000 spectators get the wow effect each year. Site director Jeff Woods tells us the home was built in 1940 for a couple, Stanley and Mildred Rosenbaum. Stanley was an English professor, and Mildred his wife, an accomplished pianist, among many other things.
Now, Mildred was also an intellectual. She wanted to teach art and music, and this is her piano that she had sent down from New York City. She was very accomplished in both art and music. So she came here after their marriage, and they made their home here in Florence and raised 4 sons here in this house.
Wright's homes were designed to be added onto. This addition was done in 1948 as the Rosenbaum family grew. Wright also liked designing structures he called organic architecture.
The main part of organic architecture is to make the house look as if it's a natural part of the land, that it grew here like a plant, and that it works with nature.
The Rosenbaum house is the only home Wright designed in the entire state of Alabama. When Mildred Rosenbaum moved into a nursing home in 1999, she donated the house to the city of Florence. The city put upwards of $700,000 in restoring the home back to its original state.
Now, Mildred was able to participate in the restoration, and by that I mean she helped pick out the fabrics for the chairs to be recovered, the floor coverings, and some of the other areas. So she had a hand in the restoration.
The Frank Lloyd Wright Rosenbaum home is still open to the public, a museum of architecture appraised by the county at around $1.5 million.
The house is important not because of what it is itself. It's important by what Wright actually accomplished. Wright wanted to really change the way that Americans lived in their houses.
Well, the Rosenbaum house is located on Riverview Drive. They are open for tours Tuesdays through Saturday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. and Sunday from 1 to 4. Admission is $10. So go check it out.
Definitely a great place to see. I've been to Chicago, seen several of Frank Lloyd Wright's homes, but that one was probably even the cooler.
It's so unique. Yeah, definitely something to go check out. Well, still to come, a trip outdoors, a unique hobby. If you're a bird lover, it's something you have to see. Stick around for the 48 Road Tour.
U-N-A, U-N-A. U-N-A, U-N-A.
Welcome back to the 48 Road Tour. We're exploring the Shoals, which is full of beautiful natural wonders that you have to see to believe. Our very own Paloma Villicana visited a farm that's being transformed into a bird trail.
And Paloma joins us live now to show us that transformation.
Well, guys, I visited the most beautiful, peaceful destination in all of North Alabama, a hidden gem just located right off the freeway. Cypress Cove Farm is actually a birding trail that's being used for a good cause.
What was once a small agricultural farm is now being transformed to an outdoor classroom. Cypress Cove Farm is a beautiful, quiet location to birdwatch and just appreciate the beauty of nature. According to the owner of the farm, Johnny McMurrow, he states that there's a total of 51 species of birds recorded at the Cypress Cove. From blue jays to woodpeckers, this oasis is for the community to learn about the different birds in North Alabama. Morrow's goal for this preservation is to get children out in nature and learn about the environment. Coming up this fall, elementary classes of over 200 students will come to visit the Cypress Cove during the months of October and November, a site for children to explore the beauty of North Alabama and appreciate what nature has to offer.
Well, my mom's a bird watcher, and we've been to Hawaii, Costa Rica, Canada, Mexico, all over the world to bird watch, so I can't wait to take her to Cypress Cove Farm. In Florence, Paloma Villicana, WAFF 48 Road Tour.
Well, I have to say, it is a hot day here on the campus of the University of North Alabama. Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis reporting Muscle Shoals officially hitting 100 degrees, the first community in all of North Alabama to do so this year. And must be the 48 Road Tour effect. I know I checked in on Leo and Una just over there taking a little afternoon siesta. The only way to beat the heat. Checking a thermometer right now at Muscle Shoals. We've cooled off a whole 2 degrees. We're at 98 right now. At least it's not too humid. And the breeze very, very light at this time. As we look at a few more thermometers, mid to upper 90s across the board, and fall just 3 days away. At least we do have some cooler temperatures on the horizon. We'll have more on that cool down coming up in just a couple of minutes. Nolan and Haley.
And regardless of the temperatures, there is so much to do here in Lauderdale County. We are literally just scratching the surface.
That's right, we are. And there's a lot of great places to eat, too. Coming up in our 5 o'clock hour, we'll show you some of those places. So stick around for the 48 Road Tour.
The 48 Road Tour, sponsored by Fuller Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical, Bank Independent, Marriott Shoals Hotel and Spa, and the University of North Alabama.
Broadcasting live from the Shoals. You're watching WAFF 48 News in Lauderdale County.
Welcome back to the 48 Road Tour here in the Shoals. We are in Lauderdale County, the city of Florence, on the beautiful UNA campus.
Yes, and we have the beautiful UNA cheerleaders. Go Lions! Go Lions!
And this hour, we are going to be showing you some of the best and most unique places to eat here in Lauderdale County.
Yes, some really unique places. A spinning restaurant, which I haven't been to, so this is going to be a great story. And also an old school soda shop that we actually got to go in and taste some of their tasty treats. But we've got the scoop on all the delicacies that this county has to offer.
In Florence, there is a restaurant with amazing food and incredible views, and those views actually change every second. WAFF 48's Chris Joseph is at 360 Grill, and it is North Alabama's only rotating restaurant.
The 360 Grill is an experience. 27 floors high, 360 degrees around, all served up with some fine dining.
This right here to me is a gem.
A flip of a switch at the host stand makes the dining room come alive. Visitors can sit down to a view of 3 states, the Tennessee River, and the food right in front of them. An hour stay earns guests a full 360 experience, all powered by 3 half-horsepower motors.
It's amazing to see the look on people's faces, the joy that it brings to them just the view. You know what I mean? Like that's amazing to me to see.
The menu isn't bad either.
When we come through with the service, the quality of service that we're putting out, with the selections of wines and cocktails, and then, our chef's Southern-inspired cuisine and the steaks and the seafood, when we deliver that on top of that, it's a win.
With views like this, it's hard to lose. In Florence, Chris Joseph, WAFF 48 News.
A meal with a view, you cannot pass that up.
And if you want to visit and have dinner at that restaurant, you should definitely schedule ahead, make that reservation. Definitely fill up pretty quick.
Yeah. Stick around. Stay with us. We're back with more of the Road Tour. Delicious food inside a restaurant with a very unique name. Tennessee Valley Weekend headed downtown to Florence to check out City Hardware.
We decided to go with City Hardware, which is kind of unusual. It can work for you, it can work against you. For example, I had someone call me and ask me if we had a Black & Decker drill. And I thought he was talking about a mixed drink in the bar. And I said, we have unbelievable bartenders. And I said, they can look it up and they'd be happy to make it for. And I didn't realize that he was talking about a Black & Decker drill until he started asking me about bit sizes. It's emerging American with a Southern accent, but I like to think that we really are a fun place to go. On the southern end of things, I mean, we've got a fried catfish with the andouille sauce. I think the salads here are outstanding. So we've got a red, white, and blue salad with the balsamic vinaigrette, strawberry vinaigrette. On the other end of the spectrum with appetizers, we've got excellent chicken tenders. They're outstanding. It's a recipe that I brought here from Court Street Cafe maybe 25 or 30 years ago. This is not a traditional restaurant location, but once you get discovered, it's the thing that can kind of help you.
For more information on these stories and to see events happening in your area, be sure to check out TennesseeValleyWeekend.com.
City Hardware is a unique name, but it definitely seems to be working for them. That food looked really good.
Yeah, the food looks amazing. And coming up, it's a classic, an old-fashioned ice cream parlor, but they're serving up a little bit more than ice cream. We'll have that story after the break. Stick around.
Good job. There are only a few places in America that have some old-fashioned soda shops, and we found one in downtown Florence, and it's been there for 100 years.
Granddad started Trowbridge's in 1918, March the 12th, 1918. We've been going here for 100 years and awful proud of it. My favorite thing to see is a little blue-haired grandmother come in and sit up here at one of these stools with her grandchild and say, when I was your age, my grandmother brought me in and we sat in these same seats. I love to hear that. Our spreads are made fresh daily, right back here in the back. Chicken salad is our #1 seller. Hot dogs are #2 with chili on it. The banana sandwich that we serve, you remember George Lindsay, Goober? Goober started the banana sandwich. He went to UNA right up the street up here. And he'd come in and say, Miss T, you've got bananas back there on the counter. Could you make me a banana sandwich? And Mother said, we've never made one to serve. Well, could you make me one? Yeah. So she started making him banana sandwiches. Other people picked up on it. So we put it on the menu. My granddad invented orange pineapple. He was the first one ever to come up with the recipe for the orange pineapple that we serve. My favorite thing is the dessert I came up with, oh my gosh. That's what people say when you sit it down in front of them, oh my gosh. We put a brownie in the microwave, heat it, put a dip of vanilla ice cream on top of that, caramel syrup covers all that, and then whipped cream stands on top of it that big. I love seeing the customers that come in here in a bad mood but leave smiling.
For more information on these stories and to see events happening in your area, be sure to check out TennesseeValleyWeekend.com.
I have to say, Trowbridge Sunday right now sounds amazing because it is still very hot here out in the shoals in northwest Alabama. And if you do get a sundae, eat it quick because it will melt. Checking our high temperatures across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley. No typo here. 100 degrees, the first community to hit triple digits as far as high temperatures go, just 1 degree shy of the record out here in Florence. Current conditions in the shoals still at 97, relative humidity low at 26%. Otherwise, it would be downright miserable with a little breeze out of the south around 7 miles per hour. 95 Russellville, 94 Athens, 96 still in Huntsville. Our high temperature trend, well, at least some good news in that department. Our rain and storm chances go up, but our temperatures are going down. Over your next 12 hours, comfortable overnight, still warm and a little bit on the muggy side. Kickoff forecast for Saturday right here in Florence at Braley Stadium. UNA versus Azusa Pacific. Might be dodging a few showers and storms. Here's your 10-day forecast. Yes, that's right. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s to round out your 10-day. Looking forward to fall myself. Fall officially starts on Saturday evening. We'll have more coming up from Florence tonight at 6. Nolan and Haley.
All right, Eric, thank you. A hot day, a good day to go get some ice cream for sure. A lot of good food here in the shoals.
Tons of good food, great environment, so many options. And coming up during the 6 o'clock hour, we're going to show you what life is really like for people who call Lauderdale County home. You won't want to miss it. Stay with us.
The 48 Road Tour, sponsored by Fuller Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical, Bank Independent, Marriott Schultz Hotel and Spa, and the University of North Alabama.
Broadcasting live from the shoals. You're watching WAFF 48 News in Lauderdale County.
Welcome back to the 48 Road Tour here in the Shoals. We are in Lauderdale County. My name is Nolan Crane. And earlier today, we showed you some of the best places to go and eat. We also showed you some of the best entertainment. In this hour, we're going to show you what life is really like for the people who call this area home. My co-anchor, Haley Baker, is currently getting a tour of the beautiful UNA campus.
Yes, this place is beautiful. It spans 130 acres. Also, an interesting fact, it's the state's oldest four-year public university. And joining us now to talk more about UNA is the Marketing and Communications Director, Brian Rochelle. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much. You know, one of the interesting things, Haley, about our campus is that it was designed by the same gentleman who designed New York Central Park, which is why it flows so well and is so picturesque.
This is probably one of the prettiest spots on campus, I can imagine.
Yes, I think so.
And recent transition to D1, what does this mean for your school?
Well, we're very excited. You know, for one thing, we love the increased competition level. We think we're ready for that. And then additionally, we're excited about the different markets that we'll be expanding into and getting that UNA brand out there to everybody so that they can see what this university is all about. And we've been doing pretty good so far in our first month.
You have done very well so far. Also, another thing that's going on right now, a new initiative to help students finish in 4 years. I know a lot of students are happy about that, and a lot of parents probably are that are helping pay.
Right. When we talk about college or going to university, it's a 4-year deal, right? But we see that that's kind of creeping up into a higher range. And so we've got a lot of new initiatives that we have rolled out for people to finish in 4 years to relieve that financial burden and to get into the job market quicker.
Very good. And we can't talk about UNA without talking about the Lions.
Yes.
Una and Leo, right?
Yeah, they are our 16-year-old live African lion mascots, and they're always welcoming visitors at their habitat here on campus. And then additionally, you can always see them at una.edu/lioncam. We have a live cam set up on them as well.
And I thought it was funny, during the break we were talking about, you can hear their roar throughout the campus.
Yeah. Sometimes we think you could probably hear it in downtown Florence. Leo gets pretty loud, so.
And he wakes the president. They wake the president up.
He wakes the president up. It's a good alarm clock.
That is a good alarm clock. Good security system as well. Brian, thanks so much. And we're going to talk more about the Lions coming up in just a little bit. Levi's got that story, but for now we're going to toss it back over to Nolan.
A lot of people here on the campus of UNA are excited about the transition to Division I. The Lions open their season strong with a win against Southern Utah and Alabama A&M. UNA is 2-1 this season, and transitioning to a D1 school is helping the program get more national exposure. Here's UNA's athletic director, Mark Linder, with more.
Our Division I transition has been really exciting. I think for our fan base, they've had more exciting teams to watch. Our football team going out to Southern Utah, playing the Big Sky champion from last year and coming away with a win. I think it's shown our fan base that we can compete at the FCS level. And then a great game last week against Alabama A&M in an old rivalry. I think we're going to see more and more games come on our schedule where our fan base will be really excited. And I think it will increase our brand across the region of North Alabama and in the Southeast. So we're really excited about the projection of our program.
UNA will face Azusa Pacific here in Florence this Saturday at 6 o'clock.
And as we were just talking to Brian Rochelle about the UNA mascots, it's one of the few universities in the United States that actually has live mascots on the campus with Una and Leo, and they're local celebrities here.
And it really is a cool exhibit. WAFF 48's Levi Harvey is currently at the exhibit, and he's learning about the people who take care of the animals every day.
So interesting.
Nolan, the people who take care of Leo and Una do it out of love. They tell me that all of the caretakers for the live mascots are all volunteers.
The University of North Alabama is the home for two 15-year-old African lions. While North Alabama isn't exactly a jungle, Leo III and Una are still royalty. The feline siblings often make appearances at local and campus events. Today I learned what's it like day to day for the volunteers that take care of these lions.
There is a lion crew. I don't do this by myself. I have a man who works for UNA. He comes in 5 days a week and helps me clean. My husband is my cleaner on weekends. I have a lady who helps me feed because I insist they get fed simultaneously.
Head volunteer Ann Howard says taking care of these lions is like having any other pet, except it takes a team of volunteers to maintain the care of the habitat. She says the lions are getting older, so they need their rest, but they still make time every day to roll around the ball.
In the evening, I call them in. He comes in first. He's hungry. Once he's inside, it's like, the playground's mine. He's gone. And she'll play soccer for about 15-20 minutes.
She tells me their favorite time of the day is mealtime. She says the volunteers prepare the lions' meals in the morning and in the evening. She says as winter approaches, they fatten them up to help keep them warm during the colder months.
It's called the feline carnivore diet. It's made just for big cats. It's nutritionally balanced for their needs. The one they have been on is beef-based.
She says the lions get special treats from time to time. They enjoy horse bones and goat's milk.
It comes in a powdered form and we mix it up. Smells to high heaven. It smells like soured milk. They love it. I put it in a squirt bottle and squirt it on their tongue, and their eyes roll in the back of their heads.
Howard tells me that all of the volunteers love working with the Lions. Now, if you have never come to see them, you can visit them right here on the UNA campus near the quad anytime between 9 and 4 p.m. Levi Harvey, WAFF 48 Road Tours.
And those exhibits, super cool. You don't even need a zoo when you have some animals. And we heard the feeding. They were roaring.
Yes.
Super cool.
Very loud. I love it. Come check it out. Bring the kids. Well, coming up next, some brews that you have to check out on the weekend. It is happy hour, right? So we'll have that story coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Hey, welcome back to the 48 Road Tour here live on the campus of UNA. We hit triple digits here in Muscle Shoals today. First time all year. Must be the 48 Road Tour effect. Quick check of thermometers here. Current conditions in the Shoals. We're sitting at 95 degrees still. Low humidity. That's the only thing really in our favor right now. Current temperatures across the Tennessee Valley. We've got upper 80s to even mid 90s still. Fall countdown. We are just 3 days away. Fall officially kicks off at 8:54 on Saturday evening, and we do have some fall-like temperatures to look forward to. Looks like we're falling into the mid 80s, and eventually toward the end of your 10-day forecast, we'll even be talking about some 70s along with increasing rain chances. Big football game this Saturday right here at Florence at Brawley Stadium, taking on Azusa Pacific. You might have to have your umbrella with you. Well, one way to cool off rather is a nice cold beer after a long hot day here in the Shoals. We've got Rob Jones from Singing River Brewing, and you guys relatively new to the scene, but really making an impact here in the Shoals in the craft beer scene. Tell us how you guys got your start.
Got our start really from the love of craft beer. Started brewing in college back in the late 90s. Moved out to Colorado for a while, drank some incredible beer out there. And my wife and I started this about 4.5 years ago.
Okay, well, tell us about some of your brews and some of your products. I'm a big fan of the Swamper myself. I'm a porter bias, but what else do you got?
Our biggest seller right now is our IPA, which is called Apocalypse Now. You can find it just about anywhere in Alabama. Really proud of a brand new beer we have out called Birthday Boy. It's a Kolsch, which is perfect for a 100-degree day, just like today.
Absolutely. Now, if people want to come visit you, what are your hours? When can they check you out and where?
Yeah, Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 9. We're at 526 East College Street, just a couple miles here from the campus. Also open Saturday from 2 to 9, Sunday 1 to 6.
And from some of the locals, what is kind of the feedback that they give you? You know, great to have you here. Thanks for doing what you do. You know, we appreciate you.
It's been so much more positive than we ever dreamed about. Most of everything, 80% of what we do is right here in the Shoals, and we've just got tremendous support and feedback from them. So.
Excellent. Well, Rob, keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate you. You make good beer. We'll keep drinking it.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right, we're going to send it back to Nolan and Haley.
All right, Eric, thanks so much. A cold beer at the end of a hot day sounds good.
And we are so happy and so grateful that you were willing to join us on this 48 Road Tour right here in the Shoals. There was a lot to do, a lot to say, and amazing place to visit.
Amazing places. And if you missed any of this, you can also go to the 48 News app and check it out. We also want to thank the people that were involved in these stories and letting us into your homes and businesses as well.
And to let us tell your stories, and that is what we do as far as Franklin County, Colbert County, today Lauderdale County. Those were the 3 counties that we visited Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If you missed any of the stories, or if you simply just want to share those stories, you can find them on our website. And as you mentioned, the WAFF 48 News app, First Alert, they are all there for you to take a look at, and definitely some fun plans for the weekend if you're looking for something to do.
Yes.
No excuses.
Absolutely. And we want to thank the crew. Can y'all come in here? A lot of hands went into getting this show put together. Some of them are still working. We got Eric. This is Laurel, the producer. We got
the man right here in the blue, Mr. Todd Wade. He put this all together.
Set all these cameras up. So thank you all for joining us. We appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the ride and the tour across the Shoals.
And have a great rest of your night. And stay tuned as more news breaks. We'll see you back at 10 o'clock.